I'm Hawk Cramer, Hawk.
Remember, if you are
Nice to meet
to
you.
go to a meeting, coffee shop.
And you're running for?
I am running for the Edmonds School District School Board position number 3. I'm running unopposed, but I wanted to come out and do this anyway because I think it's important for people to understand what's at stake. So I'll wait until he starts. Okay, now he starts. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself first, and then tell you why I'm running, and then I want you guys to pepper me with questions. And I won't be able to answer all of them. I won't have all the answers, but I'll do my best. From the moment I graduated college, I went to Boston University to study philosophy. I became an educator. I've worked in the classroom with students in kindergarten through 8th grade in the classroom. And I've worked with students outside of the classroom in outdoor education programs, experiential education programs like Outward Bound, Student Conservation Association, and Sea Education Association, with students from the age of 14 through 65. Most of my career was spent right here in the Edmonds School District. I have 4 daughters. 2 of them have graduated from Linwood High School, and they were served beautifully by the school district. I have 2 more on their way. One's a junior at Linwood High School, and one is a 6th grader at Hilltop Elementary. And all of their paths have been different, but what has not changed is the support that they get from their teachers. What has changed in the school district is the support that the teachers and the principals are getting from the central office. And I'm not just meaning salaries and benefits and things like that. That's not what I mean. I mean like providing them the respect to listen, to hear what's happening in their classrooms right now, and how can we best support you. So when I was hired in 1996 here in the school district, I was hired by someone named Sue Venable. She's been in this community for quite a while, and she taught me that to lead is to love and provide the supports, genuine supports, by listening carefully and by doing everything you can to provide. With her support, I became the principal with her encouragement, I went on to become the principal at Cedar Way Elementary, where I was principal for 15 years. And I continued my journey in education. I spent another 4 years in the Snohomish School District as a principal, and I've decided to spend the last bit of my career back in the classroom working with kids, back where I started, which is teaching middle school. So I'm teaching 7th grade language arts and Washington State studies, and I love every second of it. So why am I running? I'm running, one, because I got so much from this district, for me personally, professionally, for my family, and so I care about our district. But I'm also running because I think it's really important that there's someone on the school board that really understands how a school actually operates, and someone on the school board that understands how a classroom actually operates. And I'll wrap that up there. And so with that,
Bring it on.
bring it on.
Having been a principal in two locations.
Yep.
By the way, this is your first time coming to the school board. Is that correct?
Yes, I've never run for anything in my life.
Could you talk about the resources for special education, and especially in the Edmonds School District? I understand statewide there's shortages in different places and how that's managed. But could you talk about how that is impacting the Edmonds School District, and what would you do about it?
I'll tell you the way it used to impact the school district, because I've been out of the district now for 7 years. And I'm going to sound like a broken record with a lot of your questions, but if there are people at every level that's really invested in learning about the issue, by listening to one another and by researching together, learning together, then you're going to come up with some great solutions. It's when people get possessive of department, or people get too siloed in their thinking, that it kind of falls apart. And we see that nationwide right now, right? So When I was a principal, there was a tremendous amount of collaboration between the buildings and the district office. There was also a tremendous amount of collaboration with the teachers. I had 3 self-contained special ed programs in my building. 2 of them were for behavior, and 1 was for intellectual disabilities. And these kids present differently than most kids, but when they're provided with the kind of love and support, they flourish. You know, it's the same with teachers. It's the same with principals. It's the same with superintendents and staff. So we need to get back to that place where people feel support from the school board all the way down. So it's a roundabout way of answering the question, but I hope it provides some kind of insight.
I'll have a follow-up after the people finish.
I'm Richard Bologna, business owner, Edmonds resident. Right after you said you have 4 daughters, you've got my vote. We have
This
one.
is why I have no hair, right?
Well, could I ask you something more on the serious side? With all the people working remotely, we've got such a different type of economy. What do you see the tug and pull on education?
I'm glad you asked that because
Can you repeat the question?
Well, the remote workforce puts dads at home, moms. It's a whole different environment. And it seems like we're depending on schools to be caretakers. I know they call the daycare people at my little granddaughter's school teachers, and they're taking care of 1 and 2-year-olds. And if you could give us an oversight as an educator.
So I think as a school district, we have to work really hard on providing meaningful pathways to success, not just graduating, but like what happens after that. And we have a lot of programs that create really great students that go on to college and go on to be successful. But there are a lot of students who go on to graduate from Edmonds that go on to colleges and they don't make it in colleges. Typically, about 60% of the kids who go to 2- and 4-year universities end up matriculating. Only 60%. And the colleagues that I have in the business community say that most of the students that are coming out of high school aren't prepared to work. They aren't showing up on time, or they're showing up unprepared, or they'll call in to say, I'm just having a bad day, I'd rather not come in today. And there's a work ethic that seems to be missing. I think a lot of that was made more problematic by COVID. We had all the students in the district, throughout our state, throughout our country, were stuck at home unsupervised on a screen. And as a middle school that was my first year back in the classroom. Welcome back.
Wow.
And in middle school, almost all of the screens that you're looking at, 35 screens black.
Yeah.
Anyone out there? Anyone at all? I mean, it was really difficult. Students just weren't there. And as the school districts struggled and communities struggled, it's like, what do we do? How do we keep the learning going? And many teachers, it was left on the teachers to figure this out. And many teachers did a fabulous job. And if we listen more carefully to those teachers, we might have a better clue of how to do it the next time. This doesn't necessarily answer your question, but I think we have to create more pathways for students to be successful after high school, more internship programs. I was talking to the guy who was just here, the Port Authority. He wants to develop an internship program with Edmonds schools. We need to do that more with many of the other organizations that are around. We have so many businesses that would probably love to take on interns, train kids how to work, and then propel them on to either college or work afterward.
You know, traditionally, the grade school, high school prepare students for college, but in our society, there are so many jobs that don't require a college degree. So how does our school system prepare students for recreational careers in that aspect?
For recreational careers?
Yeah, for other careers that doesn't require
Oh, that
a
don't
college
require
degree.
college degree. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, is creating internships with high school students so that they can go on and learn about learn about jobs that are available on the port and develop some job skills along the way.